What's up, you guys? It is June 30th, 2021. We're live, 3 p.m. Eastern on a Wednesday. Usually, this is the spot for the Listen Your Boy. Jimmy is traveling. He's a busy man. So instead, we have, I guess, technically the first episode of what we're calling the Wrestling Journalism Podcast. A Wrestling Journalist Podcast. What was that blank piece of paper?
Well, Jimmy has a list. I have note cards.
Okay. Yeah. And they have nothing on them, which I think is appropriate because we have zero topics today. We have zero topics whatsoever. Reminder, we will have a little bit of a post show on FightfulSelect.com. I don't even know what the hell it's called. I haven't even set up the stream yet. But right now, we're live on YouTube.com/Fightful. But I was like, you know what? We might as well simulcast on twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Jeremy, tell the people a little bit about Fightful Gaming.
Yeah, I've got to read some stuff on Twitch in case people send bits or follow or subscribe or anything. They want the big shout outs there. Twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. What do we do? Everything. We talk a lot of wrestling. We play TEW. We play some video games. We do Impact co-streams. There's a lot of stuff going on the Twitch. Great time over there.
Well, guys, if you all are here right now, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. We have a bunch of stuff on Fightful this week. I'll tell you about it in a second. But right now, as I mentioned, we don't have topics whatsoever. So the topics will be whatever you guys super chat. If you all don't super chat anything, this show's going to last like 12 and a half minutes. But basically, we're here to talk about whatever you want. I don't have a list. I'm way busier than Jimmy Van is in his everyday life, so I don't have time to compose a list. But we do have a few super chats, but let me get the plugs out of the way. This Monday, I think I released it Monday or Tuesday. Varsity Blondes talked to Brian Pillman Jr. ahead of his TNT title match with Miro, which runs tonight. And then Thursday, we've got Colt Cabana's interview dropping. We talk about a lot of stuff from Brody Lee to WWE, just a ton of stuff there. And then on Sunday, Independence Day, I am dropping an interview with the Patriot Del Wilkes. Jeremy, how long have I had that one in the can?
A very long time. I feel like you told me about this interview like a year and a half ago.
Since the nation's independence, I have had this. They were writing the Star Spangled Banner around the time that I did this interview. But as I was telling Denise, it's like, no disrespect to Del Wilkes, but what timely could he possibly have to say? It is a very, very good interview. So make sure you guys check it out. Let's go ahead and get into these super chats. Rob Reed says, "What's up, dirt sheet boy? Seeing Swerve win the North American title made me very happy last night. It made me very happy, Jeremy, especially seeing the difference in how the promos go between Bronson Reed and Swerve. Like the Bronson Reed promos are very, very guy who feels like he wants to move up to WWE Raw. What was that?
Bronson Reed face, Sean.
I thought that was your Swerve Strickland face.
No, that's the Bronson Reed. That's the face he makes during the intro. Do it, Sean. Come on. Good job.
What do you think about Bronson Reed and the title switch last night? I thought it was a good title switch.
I thought it was great. Swerve should have. I mean, he's been fantastic with the hit row stuff. I love this entire presentation. They feel very different than everything else on the show, which is great. I'm a fan of them holding all of the gold. So I thought this was the right time for the title switch, especially if Bronson's going to move up. It was a very short and kind of unmemorable run for Bronson, unfortunately. I guess that's going to be timing with him potentially moving up. But I'm all for Swerve getting this title. That was something that they didn't need to really delay. I'm sure maybe they would have liked to have Bronson have a longer run. They didn't need to delay the Swerve stuff because he's been great.
Tyler Justice Smith says Prime R or Morrow. Think Morrow will ever come back. What do you mean Prime R?
I don't know what Prime R is.
You got to hit me up with some. I think you mean JR. I can go in Prime JR there. Got to go Prime JR.
Morrow not always my cup of tea.
Dante says, any update on Mercedes? Also, Xia Li to UFC confirmed. It's a hell of a wheel kick. I've trained that wheel kick many, many times, and it's not one that's easy to fake, as you can see. Credit to Aleister Black for being able to do that so much. And he cracked some people with it here and there. But Mercedes was checked on in the back. I was told that she might have been wearing like a bit of a brace to support her neck and head while she went to the hospital. I have not heard an update on that. I am trying to find out some information on that. Throwback 27 says, the questions and takes are going to be as hot as it is here in Massachusetts. 102 degrees. Does Joe win the NXT title a year from now? I don't think it's that out of the realm of the possibility, but you don't seem to be convinced.
No, I don't think they're going to put the title on him. I feel like he's going to do like one-off match kind of things. I don't think they're going to go title run with Joe.
So like with Joe, it's very clear. I mean, he straight up said he's working to get cleared. He wants to be in the ring again. And that's what I had always heard. But I mean, it's also very clear he wanted to be a part of the WWE family. Jeremy, like yes. As soon as he became available, Triple H hit him up. Amazing. As soon as he became available within the company in which he worked for, Triple H hit him up. And it really feels like a real right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, he said within hours after his release, Triple H was like, hey, you want to come back? I'd be like, yeah, why is this a thing in the first place?
Yes.
Why was I even released in the first place? I mean, Joe, like he's working in the scouting department and everything now. It seems like he can kind of do whatever he wants in NXT, fill in sort of multiple roles there. I'm sure it's a sweet gig. As Eddie Kingston said, get that cheddar, Samoa Joe. I don't think they're gonna put the title on him. I do think he's gonna wrestle. I don't think they're doing all of these teases to where they're not gonna have him do a match. That seems kind of stupid, honestly. Like, don't tease these matches and then not deliver. So I do believe he will wrestle, but a title run, especially if they're gonna be touring and stuff by this time next year, seems kind of questionable.
I'm just saying, if you're looking to bring Cross up and they didn't drop the title from him in the 5-way, having him be put to sleep by Joe is a WWE way to do it. He never tapped out. But then Joe wins the title at SummerSlam or SummerSlam week or whatever the hell it is they plan. Honestly, I think that could fit on the SummerSlam card too. I mean, Joe doing anything could. Throwback says, with Joe being the enforcer for Regal, do you see NXT pulling from the Austin Bischoff co-GM storyline? Austin had the same provoke story clause. Kind of. But with Joe, we know there's a real possibility of him getting involved. Even back then, I didn't think Steve Austin was going to wrestle. Because the way that WWE made it sound, they made it sound like Austin had almost died like a year before. But do you think they're borrowing from that, or do you think this is just a circumstance of coincidence?
I think it's different because like the Austin Bischoff stuff, like they were at odds. So like Joe and Regal, like they're friends, and I don't need authority figures at odds. I think they've done a very good job with Regal over the years as a general manager who just stays out of the way, just kind of make matches and advances some stuff when time is needed, but not actually getting him involved in these storylines. I don't need a clash between Joe and Regal and that taking precedent over other aspects of the show. Just let it continue how it's going, and I'm fine with that.
Reminder, guys, leave a thumbs up. It helps people find us here on YouTube, share it on social media, all that good stuff. We have a new podcast platform for audio. So if you hear some differences, you notice some differences, just hit me up. Let me know. We're working on it. JJ says, watch The Distraction tomorrow at 3 Eastern. Now here to talk basketball for the big star Jeremy. How about them Bucks? Felt bad for Alex during his review. Oh, boy, poor Alex.
The playoffs suck now. Like all these injuries. At first, it was kind of cool, and it was like, oh, it's wide open. Anybody, any one of these 4 teams can win. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, everybody has a star hurt. This is kind of lame, and I would like to see the best players actually play in these games. It's very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Everybody's jumped to the Twitch, Sean. That's where it's happening at.
Everybody loves Twitch. Head over there, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. If Jeremy gives us the green light or ever asks us to, we'll probably do more sort of simulcasts over there. We're open to any of that. Any way you guys can find us is good for us. Hannah says it's a Wednesday with the Dirt Sheet Boys. See, I was going to call it Dirt Sheet. It was going to be called Dirt Sheet Boys with a Z podcast. Then I was like, wait, I don't think Jeremy likes the Dirt Sheet Boy thing. So
don't put it all on me. I just don't like the term Dirt Sheet.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, But even this is like self-parody. Like we're calling it the Wrestling Journalist Podcast.
Right. Yeah. I just don't like the term. I think it undermines, especially what you actually do. So I don't like the term dirt sheet.
Aaron Entertainment says, I've become a Vladdy Jr. fan or stan. Am I nuts? I mean, you're nuts anyway, Aaron. But no, I mean, he's a hell of a hitter. But yeah, that's fine.
Got nothing on Otani, right?
Yeah.
That dude is raking out there.
Whew.
Raking.
Jedediah Steele says, huge fan of Fightful. Just watched your match with Jay Grooms. 20 minutes of hell yeah, marked for that ending. I was gassed about 12 seconds into that one, my friends. And Jay Grooms is legit my tag team partner and catch wrestling coach. So there were times where I was just like, throw me across the ring. I don't care. Just get me out of here. Anakin said, not a fan of Eddie and Penta getting a title shot if they pin the champs. Seems a very WWE thing to do. What do you guys think? I agree. I don't like the champs get pinned and then get a title shot thing. It undermines that. We just talked about something being undermined there. Always protect your champions. Just have them win matches. You've got 17 shows right now. We'll have them win matches. That's what they did with Moxley and Eddie, and I'm fine with it.
I'm sort of surprised. They do this a lot, right? The title eliminator thing. And every single time the champions win, I kind of think Mox and Penta win and earn the title shot here. Like, am I crazy for this? I think they win, and I think a month from now, because they got 4 specials in July.
Yeah.
I think they headline one of these specials with an actual title match, and maybe they make it a gimmick match or something. But they do these title eliminator things a lot, and the champions always win. At some point, the challengers are going to win and actually earn that title shot. I think it happens tonight.
I like that take. I mean, because there are so many special events there. Like you gotta stack them up as best you can. You can't be filling this up with Brock Anderson matches. No disrespect to Brock Anderson. You just can't be filling it up with Cody and whatever youngster he wants to put over or try to put over this week. Khalil Robinson says Vince doesn't like duplicates. With Bronson Reed going up to Raw and SmackDown, should we worry about Keith Lee? Okay, this is something I want to spend a little bit of time on. Like last night, before Bronson Reed lost that title, I said Bronson Reed seems exactly like the kind of guy Vince McMahon would want on the main roster. Then I heard people say, oh, he's going to be the Funkasaurus. Well, you know what? Vince wanted that guy on the main roster to the point to where he ran like 4 or 5 different gimmicks for the guy in his like early 40s, couldn't wrestle a lick, wanted that guy on the main roster. They're like, well, Bronson's so short. I'm like, yeah, he's not really that short, guys. I know that you guys like to pretend that he's that short, like 6 feet tall is that short. It's not. Then people are like, but he's not been up there yet. Well, he's been up there doing main event, dark matches. And let me tell you, that promo style I heard, it ain't for me, Jeremy, but it's for Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon loves that. Well, I am the North American champion. And like he loves that stuff. As far as Keith Lee, Jeremy, the guy has not been cleared since February. So I got so many people saying they don't even know what to do with Keith Lee. They can't do anything with Keith Lee. Keith Lee isn't cleared, has not been cleared since February. They cannot do anything with Keith Lee to use him badly. Now, that being said, I do remember how he was brought in. Big win, and then it was non-finish after non-finish after non-finish. We were conditioned very early to not care about the outcome of Keith Lee matches. Where do you stand on this based on how they use Keith Lee? Does it weigh on your mind at all with Bronson Reed?
No, because I don't have that kind of investment in this stuff. They're going to bring up Bronson, and maybe they will. I hope he gets some big wins right off the gate. I just suspect he'll get 50-50 right off the gate because that's what they do with everybody. I don't think Bronson has any effect on Keith Lee because Keith Lee's not in the picture right now. You know, once Keith Lee actually gets back in the picture, then we'll see sort of how they balance these two. And you can obviously put them on separate brands and they'll be fine. But right now, I don't think Keith Lee has anything to do with Bronson Reed and vice versa because Keith Lee hasn't been on television since February. So I hope Bronson Reed does well. You're right. He's got the look and the style that Vince McMahon certainly likes. It seems like they'd get behind him a little bit, but we've seen this a million times with these NXT call-ups. They call them up, they make them hot for a couple of months, and not even a couple months, couple of weeks, and then that's it. NXT makes it a hot song. WWE makes it a hot line.
Nerd Guru says, I think Vince will see him as Aussie Otis. Yikes. I don't think so.
We have Otis on the distraction tomorrow.
Got Otis on the distraction tomorrow. There you go. Oh, my God. We're going to jump all over the place with these super chats. But Nicholas says, should Bronson Reed join Roman and the Usos?
He's Australian.
Not unless that promo delivery changes too, buddy, because what I saw last night is not what is going to work for that story. Whatever.
He's Australian. Why is he going to be with the Usos? What?
Gutier says he's going to AEW next week, taking his little brother to his first wrestling show. It's a good one. It is a very fun environment to be in. AEW shows. You went to Full Gear, didn't you?
I did go to Full Gear.
It's a different kind of experience. The people there want it to succeed. Hopefully, I'm hoping that's how like WWE audiences are when we're back. It was the opportunity for a reset there in some regards. So you'll have a lot of fun.
Sean, I have an announcement to make. I actually made it on Twitch yesterday, but I'm going to make it again here. The Point God Tour, we've added dates to it. Okay. I will be at AEW Rampage, the debut show, Britsburg, August 13th. All right, so if you're going to Britsburg for AEW Rampage, the debut show, come say hi. I'll take a mark picture with you. We'll do the point and everything.
I love, like, we're going to end up doing, like, 2 Friday shows with each other through September.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Like, me and Jeremy are constantly, like, now that things are opening up, we got work to do. We got live work to do.
Yeah.
And it's been so long that we kind of forgot. So constantly me and Jeremy are like, hey, you got to cover this weekend and you got to cover this weekend. And then there's one weekend it's like neither one of us will be here. So that should be interesting. I'm sure that won't be a nightmare at all. Ray Callahan says, you mentioned Knox, but maybe Kona as the Charger. I could see him honestly just getting a look by Vince McMahon this week and him being like, bring him up. Why not? Kona is a guy that when I would always hit up people who were guest coaches at the Performance Center, they would put over Kona Reeves an awful lot. If this were like 1991 WCW, I think Kona Reeves would probably get a solid push. Like he is one of those guys that has a really good motor. He's a big fella. That finest gimmick that they put on him was the absolute shits, where he hits people in the corner. I'm the finest. And he's like mad that people don't recognize that he's the finest. That's the weirdest shit ever. He's better than that. I hope he gets a real shot. You think there's any chance of Kona Reeves? I don't think he's going to be the Charger, though.
Isn't that Carmella's gimmick now, where she just hits people and she's like, I'm the finest? That's her like literal gimmick. Yeah. Am I wrong?
That is. I'm hot.
I'm the most beautiful. I don't care that I lose. I'm still beautiful. Like, all right, cool. Good for you. I think it's Tegan. Balor is my other like option of just he's recharged, he's ready to return. Those are my top two. Tegan's my number one. Balor is my second option though.
Josh Cardenas says, do you think McIntyre gets booed when fans come back? Not really, but I think they might lean into it with something with the Money in the Bank anyway. I think there's going to be a bit of a shift there. And then I think he gets – go ahead.
He should come out and be like, I've missed all you cool cats and kittens. And then everybody be like, Tiger King reference from 2 years ago. We like you, Drew. That's the real Drew McIntyre right there.
Only a person who has listened to 100 Drew McIntyre interviews over the last year would understand that. And I think that there's like me, Jeremy, and maybe 2 other people that actually listen to the interviews. And thanks to Jeremy, I've listened to about half as many as I used to. And you taught me to listen on 1.5 speed. So there you go. A very hot topic. Dante V says, Bully Ray forget the attitude era, or is he working? Jay Brownlee says, what's going on between Bully Ray and Eddie Kingston? Just seen a headline, but no context right before the show started. I think that Bully Ray thinks that he can work himself into an angle, but I don't know. That's my thought. I'll just say that. That's my thought. I think Bully Ray thinks he can work himself into an angle.
That's what I feel it is too, is he's trying to work here. And he's making headlines. He's getting Twitter chatting. I think he was trending on Twitter. So yeah, that's what I believe he's doing. Whether or not it works, I don't think it will, but he's trying, right? He's trying. Bully Ray does this a lot. He's always trying to work this stuff. He's smart. He's smart when it comes to this stuff. He's going to try. Whether or not it works, we will see, but he's going to try.
I love just Joe Hulbert of the Distractions Twitter discourse today, where he talked about how Bully Ray and Devon held up a Bullet Club shirt, like trying to work an angle with him years ago. And Joe said, I liked when the lads shot this post-show angle at Corrigan, and the talking shop response was something like, yeah, well, good luck to him.
This is what Bully Ray does. Like, he does this all the time. He's always trying to work these angles. I think Joseph said that he was trying to work this angle with King in like ROH at one point. Like, this is just something he wants to do, and he's going to try his damnedest. But look, Bully Ray, for all, I can take or leave his takes on that show. I do think he's a very good interviewer. I will put him on.
Oh, yes.
He's
a good interview too. Like,
yes.
When I would do those media calls, how frustrated I get when they're in character. Like, love Sami Callihan, love to interview him, but when he did those in character, when Don Callis did his in character, it was miserable. I thought Bully Ray would do his in character, and they weren't. And you learn a lot from the guy because he's done everything. But sorry to interrupt. He's a great interviewer and a great interview. He
came up on this, right? Like, ECW was known for just taking shots at the competition. TNA, I think Garrett Kidney said it. Like, one of his first promos were like, hey, Stanford, trademark this, and he flipped the bird. Like, this is what they do. Like, Bully Ray's been in these underdog promotions where all they do is take shots at the competition. Like, he knows this stuff. He knows what he's doing. He at least tries. He tries to do something with it. Again, whether or not it's going to work, I don't think it is. The man's going to try, though. Bless him for it.
Matt Reichel says, hey, Sean and Jeremy, hope you guys are good. Do you think there will be plexiglass around the ringside when WWE starts touring? No. I think they'll leave the plexiglass out. Most of their smart people have been vaccinated. We'll leave that there. But I don't think we're going to see plexiglass around the ring, Jeremy.
I don't think so either. I don't think you want everybody like banging on that glass and stuff too. Because like hockey games, I don't know how many hockey games you've been to, Sean, but like the plexiglass is up. You're not actually, people will bang on it, but you're not allowed to like constantly bang on the glass. And so I think WWE doesn't want that issue either, because it can be very distracting if you're just like constantly banging on the glass.
Whether or not you're allowed to bang on the glass or wherever you want to bang, Blue Chew is here to help. BlueChew.com and the code Fightful will help you put them on the glass, if you know what I mean. It's a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable tablet and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever the opportunity arises. Sign up at Blue Chew, consult with their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. It's all done online. No visits to the doctor's office. No awkward conversations. No waiting in line for the pharmacy. They're made in the USA. They prepare and ship direct to your door in a discreet package. But there will be nothing discreet about your package when you use Blue Chew. It will be loud and proud. But you know what? Not because of your mailman. Your mailman isn't going to be like, hey, he's got the stuff for his wiener, because your package of Blue Chew will arrive discreetly. But my God, you can get it free right now. First shipment free when you use the code Fightful. Just pay $5 shipping. Got to pay that mailman. That's the hush money right there. That's what it is. That's the hush money. That's how they're able to ship it discreetly and quickly and all that stuff. Use the promo code Fightful. Get your first shipment free. Rob Reed says you can pick a lot worse guys to call up than Bronson Reed. Yes, you can. And they have called up a lot worse guys than Bronson Reed. They do it with regularity. Anakin JMT says Jeremy hates the term dirt sheet. You got to embrace the vision.
No, I don't. I don't like the term. Seth is out, man. Once they took the glove off in the match and he stuffed it in his mouth and he piss missiled it. That's what it's called, right?
Piss missile, yes.
Yeah, Cesaro piss missiled it. Like that was like the end of the glove. It's over. I'm sorry, folks. The bit has died with the glove. Apologies. Can't do it anymore.
WWE Mark says, do you think Thea shows up on AEW tonight? I don't know what's been up with Thea. I have not heard anything new since that, I think it was mid-May appearance at the Performance Center where she was there filming stuff. And since then, her husband has been fired by the company, and Dave Meltzer has speculated that Aleister Black, Tommy End will head to AEW. You expecting to see her tonight?
I'm going to call it. I'm going to say yes. I think she shows up tonight. I think she is the surprise. I think she actually replaces Vicky in that match with Nyla, Britt, and Rebel. I think Thea comes out and replaces Vicky. Like, they don't need Vicky. You don't need Vicky wrestling in 2021, right? AEW's got to be a little bit smarter than that, right?
Got to be more self-aware.
Yeah. So I think Thea replaces Vicky in that match.
I think that'd be good too. And I mean, like I said, when she was at the Performance Center, WWE wanted her back, but firing somebody's husband is not a great way to show them that you want them back. And I could see her being like, you know what? I think I'm going to go over here, a place that hasn't fired both of us. And I'm going to work with my husband and have a better schedule and probably better creative as well. And the opportunity to do all the stuff that she typically does, like streaming. But I'll tell you what, if she's staying off of Twitch as like a swerve, that's brilliant. That's smart stuff. Because there's still a lot of people that think she's going to come into WWE.
Yeah.
And I've not heard. Go ahead.
She's done a good job of like staying off of Twitch. Even now, like Aleister's mainly like on her Twitch from what I've seen. So like if she's working that way, good on her. But I think we see her tonight. That's my official prediction. I think we see her tonight. Because you're right. She can do all that stuff she wants to do outside, and I'm sure get paid very well by AEW still, and not go to a place that's fired her and fired her husband.
Reminder, guys, get in your super chats. That will get your questions, statements right on the air, and it will discuss. It will target our topics for today. We're just talking super chat today. Adam Pearson, friend of the show, says, have some money, you glorious mammals. If you could book the worst ever 3 stages of hell match, what would it be? Apologies for the randomness. Great Khali versus that Triton guy from TNA that they thought was going to be real big. And the first one is Hell in a Cell, or not Hell in a Cell. First one is TLC. The second fall is an Iron Man match for 60 minutes. And then the third fall, I'm going to go. That's a tough one because, like, what can I follow up? I'm gassing them out in the first. I'm going to gas them out in the second. So I want to do something even more. Ultimate X. Third fall. Ultimate X. They gotta scale. You can't use the ladder. You gotta climb across. But then Khali just pops the boys and reaches up and grabs it instead.
All right. I feel like we may have actually booked this on BPW, what I'm about to say right now.
Shirts available now, shop.fightful.com, Booty Pro Wrestling.
The Yeti against the Zombie.
Ooh. Zombie's dead?
Well.
So that'd be real bad.
Is Giant Gonzalez dead? We had this debate.
Yeah, he's
on
dead.
The show yesterday.
He's dead.
All right.
R.I.P.
Man. All right. Well, whatever. The Yeti and the Zombie and the Giant Gonzalez Fall 1, 60-minute Iron Man match. Fall 2, 120-minute Iron Man match. Fall 3, 180-minute Iron Man match.
Oh, Jesus. Mike Straw says, I said I'd do it. Why am I so handsome? This is not a topic that I'm willing to cover. This is disrespectful to me, my family, all the people that came before us, the people that paved the way for us. Jeremy, do you want to answer that question?
I don't know if I'm missing the bit here. Mike Shaw's a handsome man. That's all I'll say.
Christian Ramos says, can Thanos Omega get the NWA and IWGP belts in time? Nope. Let me tell you, buddy, I don't see Nick Aldis dropping that NWA belt to him.
Nick Aldis, like, how many V-triggers am I kicking out of?
Yeah. And I just don't think – I mean, if there was ever a time for Omega to win the IWGP belt, it's these days when it means as little as it's meant in years, although it means more with Shingo having it than it did with Ospreay having it, I think. D'Lo says Hit Row versus Legado del Fantasma. I think he meant Phantasma. Although
Fantasia, great movie.
Legado del Fantasia would be awesome. The Mickey Mouse version where like all the brooms come and help him out. Oh my gosh. That would be very good. It's just like, to me, it's like Escobar has lost 3 straight title matches. I'm like, for the love of God, just have him win some matches.
It's also 2 heel groups. Like, we need to establish some babyface groups in NXT. Maybe I'm missing something, but it would be fun. We do need to reestablish Legado del Fantasia as a credible threat after all of these losses, though.
The Fantasia group are the sweepers for Kenny Omega, like the cleaner girls. Frank Aguilera says Jeremy and SRS appreciation chat. Kona Reeves at disappreciation chat. He wouldn't even make it in Booty Pro Wrestling, brother. Please don't be the battery. Red Wedding. I don't think he's the battery. I don't think that would work for him. I think a lot of people would be like, because I think a lot of people don't realize what he's capable of in the ring. I mean, I've heard it constantly from people that he's got a great motor. He's better in the ring than people realize. You just got to have the right character. He has pushed a new character. But would he make it in Booty Pro Wrestling, Jeremy?
No, we're signing everybody now. We just signed Walter. We're doing Walter and Daniel Bryan redemption match for our final episode. Sean, we're killing the promotion. Hiromu Takahashi is a literal time bomb. He's going to blow up the entire promotion.
I think you should face Walter, and then Walter, before the match starts, goes, I respect you, Booker man, and then leaves. Like, you're trying to get him to do exactly what you want, and he's like, okay, I will, pal, but with a condition.
How much money to take a chop from Walter?
How much money?
Yeah. How much you got to be paid to do that?
I'd do it for $5,000.
That's fair. I feel like $5,000 is good.
Maybe 3, but okay, wait, are possible medical bills included or not included?
No, you just get the money. Like, what you do with it, if something happens to your chest and it gets concave.
So Booty Pro Wrestling has no medical coverage whatsoever.
No.
Are the women paid as much as the men?
In Booty Pro, oh man, we're handing out the contracts we're handing out are ridiculous.
Okay, good.
I think we gave Walter like a 10-year deal worth like $60,000, which is outrageous in that game.
A total PR move for you to completely ignore my question, though, and go to how much Walter's paid.
Are the women? Yes. The women are paid more than the men because we just hand out ridiculous contracts to everybody.
Okay, good. I got to ask you the things that people
We signed Natalia to like a 12-year deal.
Good.
She's worth like $60,000. Yeah.
I mean, all these people are like, why didn't you ask Triple H or Cody Rhodes or Tony Khan this on the call? I'm asking Jeremy Lambert on the call. Did you hire Drake?
On the spot.
Did you hire Drake?
No.
Okay. All right.
We didn't do that.
What about Velveteen Dream? Why haven't you fired him yet?
It was never on our roster. We did fire.
But why haven't you fired him?
We fired Glenn Gilberti. What do you want me to do? He was being a nuisance, and we were like, get out.
Was he a nuisance?
No, we just fired him.
Okay.
Why wouldn't we fire?
I feel like I've told this a couple times on the show. Did I ever tell you my Glenn Gilberti in Las Vegas story?
No, but maybe. But let's
so Glenn Gilberti works at a gentleman's establishment. He manages there. And I went there in Vegas at his urging. And I'm there, and the wonderful ladies there will come up and talk to you, and they'll be like, what brings you here? I'm like, wrestling, Vegas. And they're like, oh, well, what specifically here? And I'm like, oh, well, a guy I know, Glenn. And we're acquaintances. And And they're like, Glenn, we don't know Glenn. We don't know Glenn. I was like, well, in our biz, we know him as Disco Inferno. And these girls go, oh, Disco, of course. And they go, wait, what's he got to do with wrestling? And I go, hold up. Why do you all call him Disco if you have no idea that he has anything to do with wrestling? They're like, I don't know. We've just always called him Disco. I'm like, why would you call a man Disco? Like, you wouldn't get curious about that at any point whatsoever. And then I informed them, I'm like, by the way, yeah, he's like wrestling on TV this week because he was in Impact at that point. They were just shocked that Glenn, well, not to them, not Glenn, that Disco Inferno was a wrestler, much less one on cable TV. Those are the breaks.
I mean, that was a stripper name, right? Disco. They're like,
Disco was
sense. Like, right. Of course we'd call him Disco.
To be fair, they weren't giving out their shoot names there.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You know what?
Exactly.
Glenn doesn't want anybody coming up to him and saying, "Hey, Phil." He doesn't want that, right?
You've given me the idea to do like a legit media call before the final episode of Booty Pro and just. I don't know. I want to do this.
Like two people there.
Yeah. It'd be JJ and Ray Callahan. We'll just be asking.
No, I think you should invite actual media.
John Alba is going to be like.
Do you know how many media owes me favors? You know how often media hits me? Hey, Sean, do you have a contact for this person? Do you have a contact for that person? And I gladly do it. I will cash in those favors. And
Joseph,
but if I am asked to hit them up, my thing will be, you gotta ask Jeremy why he hasn't fired Velveteen Dream.
That's
like that has to be the question. And none of you give up until you get an answer, or else you're not a journalist.
Joseph had the idea to do a 30 for 30 on Booty Pro. Like, what if I told you there was a promotion that just blew up during a wedding? There's so many layers to what we do, Sean. I don't know how we haven't gotten the actual book, the actual pencil to a company yet. We'll get those ratings up.
Hannah says, give me a byline so I can be actual media and be on this call. You are in.
Sean is a liar. Sean is a 100% liar on this because I go to the author page and I look and I try to tag Hannah and I don't have it on mine. Is she on your end? Post a screenshot of you actually being able to put Hannah as a byline because I cannot do it on my end. You are a liar.
I am not a liar. I'll get on that. Ray Callahan says, press conference money, book it. Michael says, get Denise and all the British lads to attend. That's who it would be. It'd be the British lads and Jeremy would do it at like 9 p.m. so they'd have to stay up really late to do it. Taxel says, I trust Sherlock's and Stoke to solve the mystery. BPW. See, this is just a nonstop commercial for your show.
Shit. You gave me a platform to just do whatever. And I said, all right, Booty Pro Wrestling is what we're going to do.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. We have some more super chats, by the way. Who could win the next NXT Breakout tournament? I think Carmelo Hayes will win it.
Is he going to be in it? I mean, it'd be a good call. Like, he's been on television. I don't know if they're going like guys who have been on television or like actual new people because they got. Oh, I see. Now she shows up. All right.
I'm just saying.
Now it's there.
Yeah. Anakin says, Jungle Boy sure turned heel on a lot of people, huh? No, he won. Jungle Boy's a victor. D'Lo said,
do you think Jim Ross has a line tonight? I didn't win on Saturday, but let me tell you, folks.
Oh, I'm excited for that. I'm listening to the commentary. Oh, boy. D'Lo Diggs says, I have a gut feeling with All Out looking like a Dark Order night. I think Anna Jay will be the one to take it off Britt and not Rosa. I don't think she's going to be ready. I mean, they said like 8 to 12 months for her shoulder, didn't they? Apparently it was really bad. She injured her shoulder. She didn't think it was as bad as it was. She did the tournament and just came out. And I don't think they ever even aired the match. So she's out for a while, unless she's back way, way, way sooner. But unfortunately, John Silver, they thought he was going to be back. way sooner than what he was.
People thought he was going to be the Joker.
Yeah. Corey Lamb says, any Fuego del Sol or AEW Dark talent updates, potential Fightful interview in the works for Fuego. Dude has got himself over. Yes, I've got a backlog right now. I've got like a month worth of interviews by the end of tomorrow, but we'll have some more. I've still got stuff from Jacksonville that has not aired yet that will air. And then I'm traveling to Nashville, Vegas, Chicago for interviews. I will still be doing like remote Zoom interviews though. Fuego has got himself over. More power to him. I love this. This is how you get it done, Jeremy.
Did you hear? Good on Fuego. That I would assume he gets a contract out of this, or at least becomes part of like the traveling Dark brand. So this is when Dark starts going on the road, or when the company starts going on the road, and they can use more of the local talents and stuff. I look forward to seeing who kind of stands out from the crowd with that and ends up earning a contract, because we saw a lot of people in Jacksonville earn contracts, which was good to see.
Anakin says, thoughts on Elevation having crowd and not Dark? I'm okay with it. Elevation is technically the higher up show, and how long do you want them to be there? I mean, you don't want them there for 4 or 5 hours. You really, really don't. That's when audiences get really tired. And the crowd for Elevation helps so much, though, Jeremy. Any thoughts on that?
You can't do these long Dark tapings and these long Elevation tapings like they were in Jacksonville. So I'm fine. I'm fine with that, because they clearly still want to use it as developmental to give guys a looks and stuff. So at least there's going to be some crowds for one of these shows, and Elevation is on their hierarchy. It is higher on the list.
Reminder, guys, leave a thumbs up. Get your super chats in. That will be those will be the topics that we covered. We are headed towards really the last of our super chats. So if you want this show to continue, get in those super chats. But we'll be on Fightful Select for probably about 10, 15 minutes or so after this, just BSing it. I have no topics for that either, but it'll be fun. And when you subscribe to FightfulSelect.com, you get a bunch of exclusive news. Every single day we have something up there, plus 6-7 weekly shows starting in July. If you're into wrestling figures, I'm posting figure haul videos there every week or two. So check that out. Music and Moonsault says, I will totally take part in a BPW media call. I think it would be funny. I mean, based on the presser that you all drew up one time, that was one of my favorite things that has ever been done on Fightful. And again, it was a very much pop the boys thing, but it popped us.
Did you see? I have a headline coming out. I think it might be tomorrow. The headline just Samoa Joe on his favorite part of doing commentary, popping the boys.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, right, Sean? Just pop the boys.
It is. And the thing is with Joe, you can tell when he thinks that something that he says is really funny.
Yeah.
I could see him joining commentary eventually in NXT as well. That's a good thing. I think you should go the AEW route, where you have so many good commentators that it doesn't really get old, where you've got Taz, you've got Shivani, you've got Jim Ross. I don't know if you can qualify him as good. Some people wouldn't. You have Excalibur. You've got so many different ones. Ricky Starks, Jericho even. Like, you have different approaches for all of this, and that's what I want. Hannah M. Go ahead.
Oh, that's it. I'm with you.
Oh, Hannah M. says JR going to be talking lots of booty wrestling. Well, that's the end of our super chats, guys. You cheap sons of bitches.
I feel like you missed one, Sean.
Did I? What?
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Hold on.
Huh?
I might not be able to find it. I was DM'd it.
You were DM'd it. Was it from who?
Hold on. I'm trying to find it. It might be gone.
Well, we got one right here. Jimmy Fingers 19 says, do you know if future Hall of Famer Eva Marie has actually devoted any time in her absence to learn how to work and actually work a match? I had not heard of her doing any training. That doesn't mean that she hasn't done any. I mean, I'll ask. I'll just say, hey, what up? Have you trained? She was adamant before this run that she was going to work in the ring, but we haven't seen that necessarily hit. Taxel says, thanks for the distraction. Watching It's a great choice. Yes, you guys can check out Distraction Choice as well. But
Patreon.com/The Distraction. Help us buy the NWA.
Rob Wilkins, who didn't send a super chat, but sent me a message to say he can't send a super chat, wants me to read his on the air. And since he works here, I'll let it slide. He says, I wanted to book O'Neal and Holbert at Gateway Arch, but the zoo would be safer, right? Big E wins Money in the Bank, cashes in after Kofi loses, and New Day reunites in time for crowds. I like that idea. That's the common sense idea, Jeremy, is that Big E is Bobby Lashley's challenger at SummerSlam. Big meaty men slap and meet. It's just I don't trust WWE to do it.
I've made my pitch that Big E should win Money in the Bank, come out the next night on Raw, like SummerSlam, you and me, you've beat my boys. Here we go. I'm getting revenge for my guys. He gets the title at SummerSlam. That's my pitch. That's what I think would be very good. Do I think they'll do it? No. Should they get on the Big E train? Yes, before it's too late.
Josh Cardenas says, I think Bronson Rechsteiner debuts in the breakout tournament. He just started bumping like 3 or 4 months ago. That would be shocking if he did. Bronson isn't the kind of guy to me that you put in that tournament unless he's winning the whole thing, and then unless he's good already.
Parker made reference to it as well, and I think people are taking a little bit too much of that too.
This is why every week I got to do like a rumor killer, and then he drops in my DMs, stop spreading lies. And then I hit him with where I heard the information from, and it's beep, flatline, no response after that. Ain't ready yet, guys. Oh boy, there's a super chat I'm very passionate about coming up. Not this one, although I am, but
the one that I got DM'd about?
No, I don't think so. I haven't seen it.
Did you get a DM? Check your DMs.
I didn't get a DM, but this one. Heard Conrad give SRS a shout on the latest Jarrett pod. Makes me proud to support the good people at Fightful for almost 2 years. Conrad's a good guy. I like Conrad an awful lot. I love the Jarrett podcast too. To me, it's the best wrestling podcast out there right now. And I've wanted a TNA show for a long time. I've wanted like that type of retrospective thing. I'm checking my DMs. Joel Pearl. Throwback 27 says all distraction, all out prediction match. Who wins? I do not know what that means.
I don't either.
Robert O'Neal wins. I don't know what the thing is, but Robert O'Neal wins. I think he should appear on Wicked Crazy Pinfalls more. Anakin says GTA 6 not until 2025, 12 years after 5. Thoughts? So what I have learned in this, Jeremy, WWE apologists got nothing on Rockstar apologists. In 12 years, we saw GTA 3, 4, 5. They even updated GTA 3. They're like, oh, we should really put motorcycles in that game. Let's do Liberty City Stories just to do that. That's the only reason they did it. Then they also did Vice City and San Andreas, plus a bunch of other side stuff. And I got people that are like, hey, well, look at this article about how much money GTA 5 Online makes. I don't give a shit. I don't work for Rockstar. I don't make any money off of GTA 5. Why do I give a shit how much Rockstar makes off of it? And they said, well, they got R2D2 out. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out a few years ago. Whatever the fuck it's called. Red Dead Redemption 2, RDR2, it came out. Why do I care, bro? By the time that GTA 6 comes out in 2025, Red Dead Redemption 2, which I've never played, mind you, will have been out for like 7 or 8 years. It does not take that long to make a video game. PlayStation 5 will be halfway through its life cycle then. They skipped a platform, Jeremy. They released it on PS4, sure. But GTA 5 skipped a platform. How about that on PS3, for the love of God? What the hell is going on?
I stopped caring about GTA 6 a long time ago when I realized it wasn't gonna come. It was like the Chronic. What was the last album?
Detox.
Dre, yeah, Detox. that Jared's supposed to do. Detail. It was like that. I was like, it probably isn't going to come. So I'm not going to be upset about it anymore. I wish it would be. I don't even trust 2025. Are you kidding me? We're going to get to 2025 and they're like, we need a little bit more time on this, guys. It might skip the PS5. They'll just wait till the PS6.
Rockstar's going to put out a song all salty like Dre did. The one where he's like dying and I think Skylar Gray's singing and Eminem's there. And he's like,
I need a doctor.
It's just going to be, it's going to be us begging. Like we're doing the Eminem verse. Like, come on, give us a song. And he's like, kiss my indecisive ass. No, we're not doing it ever.
And the cracker's ass.
Yes, so and the cracker's ass. Josh Hernandez says Hook debuts soon, right? I don't know. I don't know where he is on that.
I
feel like we can't even talk about him. Glenn Smith says if you were
talk about him, Sean, because if you don't, people get mad.
That's true. If you're a betting man, does Keith Lee return to WWE before the year's over, if at all?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. And I've got no inside information that leads me to think that. I just want to specify. He's not cleared. I have not heard of him being cleared. There's no timetable on him being cleared. I got nothing on that. But people seem to think that WWE is just not using him. That's not the case. They like Keith Lee. They would use him if they could. Adam says, how long after debuting on the main roster does Cross get repackaged in some sort of comedy role as the crossing guard?
Cross! We need Cross. He's the Wizard of Oz. That's when he comes out. He does magic and stuff. I mean, he's already got the vest. He looked like a Vegas magician the other week on NXT. That's what we need.
Wow, this is somebody said, why is there Karrion Cross hate? I think there are some people that disagree with rumors of what he might believe politically. I think he's better in the ring than anybody gives him credit for. Rob Reed says, saw this on Twitter. PlayStation 2 had 3 cheat GTA games. GTA 5 had 3 PlayStations. Oh my gosh, that's a good one. Happy Corbin. Oh boy. Do you think this is just going to be depressed Corbin?
I was waiting for them to trademark like all of the moods. So you get like happy Corbin, sad Corbin, emotional, distressed Corbin, depressed Corbin, over the moon Corbin, just trademark all emotions with Corbin. And he's like a mood ring, Sean. You never know how he's going to show up. Like you touch him and that's how you figure out what the mood is.
Yep, it'll probably happen. Anakin JMT says GTA and Red Dead are actually done by 2 separate development studios, so that team hasn't released the games since 2013.
Shut up,
Anakin. I think... Okay, no, we've got some more. Ray Callahan says, Cross does the X hands. He's got the crossing batons. Guys, thank you all so much. Are there any shout-outs you need to do for Twitch?
Thanks to Diana S07 for the follow, and JJ cheered a bunch of bits. JJ gets enough shout outs.
Yeah,
we should cheer more
great
bits.
To us.
You should cheer more bits if you want shout outs. You got to be mean to these people, Sean. They give you money if you're mean to them. That's what I've learned.
Well, we like you all anyway. Check out twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Jeremy's doing cool stuff over there all the time. They're watch along. They're
we talked about dicks getting stuck in pool suctions on Friday, Sean.
That's dangerous. I assume we're probably going to do some NBA free agency stuff over there. I mean, there's like an actual home for that now, besides us just being like, hey, you want to do this show on the main feed?
Definitely going to do some basketball stuff, free agent season on Twitch.
Guys, check it out. Head over to FightfulSelect.com right now. If you like this format, well, you're in luck. I do a Q&A show there every week. You can get your question in. Probably going to aim for Friday for that one this week. And Joe Pearl says, Canada Day Impact watch along tomorrow. There you go. And we are also doing a post show. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Until next time, we're out.